Mr. Jill Phelan, sehr geehrter Herr Ferlemann, sehr geehrter Herr Meyer, ladies and gentlemen, guests from ports around the globe. I am not overstating when I say it's a great honor to speak today on the opening of the World Ports Conference and to welcome you all in Hamburg on this occasion. Indeed, you are very welcome. Here in Hamburg, the gateway to the world has always been wide open. And the port, the world moves closer together because the port city is more than just transshipment center for goods from all over the world. It is a meeting place for people from all the corners of the earth. Since earliest time, people have settled by great rivers to engage in trade. Ports are vibrant population centers in every continent. They are often characterized by the thriving economy, wide diversity, tolerance, and creativity. That's how it is in Hamburg too. Ladies and gentlemen, in this age of globalization, it doesn't go without saying that a port preserves such an outstanding position when constantly have to reinvent ourselves and develop with an eye to the future. That can be done with clever ideas, creativity, and innovation. The motto of our invitation to you was City of Hamburg, calling at the smart port. And that is more than just a motto, that is a strategy and vision for our port development. We are looking forward to the discussion and the exchange of ideas with you on this and many other topics. We hope to learn from each other, build networks, and get to know each other better. It is certainly to help that many of the world ports are already linked by partnerships. Hamburg has numerous partners, ports around the world. I have noticed it myself again and again on my visits with delegations. In ports worldwide, you are always given a warm welcome to us. Ladies and gentlemen, the world is moving closer together. We exchange our experience in the world trade in general. More than ever, we have a need to learn from each other because even if we are competitors or rivals, we are still dependent on an exchange of general informations. But we in the port also benefits by this development. The tremendous increase in the international division of labor and the growth of the global economy are very much due to international shipping. No other means of transport is as efficient and cost-effective as ships. Ladies and gentlemen, at present, some 90% of our general cargo handled in the course of world trade is transported by container vessels. What is the position likely to be in the next few years? More and more countries are pursuing a successful growth policy. Prosperity and average income are increasing. They are investing in their infrastructure, in education, research and development, and they are improving overall conditions so that the enterprises develop and expand. In all probability, this trend will continue, with the result that the focus of our economic life will shift even further towards to more population regions in the world. So world trade will continue to expand in long term, and with it almost automatically sea trade and port services. Hamburg is a hub of international trade. Germany's biggest port, we heard this, and the third largest port in Europe after Rotterdam and Antwerp. Thanks to its geographic position, it is also Europe's westernmost port of the Baltic Sea and the easternmost port of the North Sea. And that also it is situated about 130 kilometers inland. In 2013, Hamburg was in place number 14 among the top container ports in the world. Again and again, we hear that Hamburg enjoys an excellent reputation worldwide among port customers and ship owners. They appreciate the quality and the service of our port. In particular, it is an outstanding efficiency of the port and its many providers of cargo handling, logistics and transport services, and also in a very good liner connection and other means of transportation to the markets in Germany and abroad that convince our port customers. That is the result of cooperation between all parties involved. It is something we are especially proud of, and we shall continue to do all we can to justify the confidence placed in us. Ladies and gentlemen, dear guests, all ports worldwide are watching increase in the size of the ships, and they have mixed feelings about this, because this development sets the ports major challenges in respect of both nautical access to the ports with their quays and terminals and logistic tasks and handling the volume of cargo. So ports around the world are investing in their nautical approaches and turning cycles, and that involves a heavy financial burden and long delays on account of the approval procedures. The cargo handling companies have to invest in their superstructure too. They need container gantry cranes with a suitable height and operating range to deal with the increasing width of the vessel and the corresponding container rows on board. And the construction of the case has to adjust to bear the heavier loads. From the logistic point of view, too, the mega carriers present the terminal with new challenges. The concentration of large volumes of cargo is an extremely short time, is a risk for the efficient operation of the terminal, and it is likely to be quite difficult even to provide adequate storage space. And not least, the connections to the hinterland need sufficient capacity for distributing the containers. In this case too, the concentration of large volumes in a short time will stretch the transport facilities to a limit. On average, it takes 6 feeder ships, 55 trains and 2,600 trucks to handle a single 18,000 TEU vessel. This is an impressive example of the effects of the ultra-large container ships have on the entire maritime logistic chain. When in Hamburg, we in Hamburg are doing everything in our power to meet this international level and handle these big ships reliable and with the usual high quality here in Hamburg. Whether the increase of the size of the ships can continue as in the past is something we need to discuss against the background in the overall economic benefits. And I am extremely glad that this topic will be discussed by you on this conference. Ladies and gentlemen, dear guests, because of this development in the size of ships, there's one project in Hamburg that is still in the strategic priority for me of my agenda: the adjustment of the fairway of the lower and outer Elbe. This is the only way we can ensure that ships can still call at Hamburg in economically viable terms and that the port remains competitive. Besides deepening the fairway of the lower and the outer Elbe, it is planned to widen parts of it to allow larger container ships to pass each other and also to pass the many bulk carriers, some of which are even wider here on the Elbe. The project has been delayed several times, much to my disappointment. But I am still confident that we will achieve our goal and carry out the adjustment for the fairway. Ladies and gentlemen, in recent years, the philosophy of ecology, sustainability, and responsibility towards coming generations are gained increasing priorities in the declaration principles of companies and also ports. As far as the development of our port in Hamburg is concerned, I consider it essential to take account of the special situation of the harbor in the center of the city. Our aim must be to devise solutions and methods that safeguard the interest of the port and at the same time reconcile the needs of the port, the city, and the environment under long-term aspect. That is why the questions of sustainability and the environment are also reflected in our strategic principles. Moreover, they are an important criterion for the power of compete. For several decades, the subject of environmental protection has been gaining significance in ocean shipping. We must continue to campaign jointly internationally for the establishment of environmental standards worldwide. With the project Smart Port Logistics, we aim to make better use of the existing infrastructure. The main goal of the project is to network companies, customers, the Hamburg Port Authority, and other partners in order to achieve better management of the flow in traffic and logistics. The Smart Port Energy concept combines numerous viable solutions for making the port less dependent on conventionally generated electricity by switching to renewables, increasing energy efficiency, and promoting environmentally friendly and innovative mobility. I am glad that Smart Port is a focal point on this year's World Port Conference. You will doubtless hear more about it and give your own opinion in the next few days here in Hamburg. Ladies and gentlemen, the port has acquired another important pillar of the economy in the recent years. Hamburg has become one of Europe's most popular cruise destinations. In 2014 was Hamburg's best cruise year so far, with over 590,000 passengers and around 190 calls. Here too, the Hamburg Senate is shouldering its ecological responsibility, sustainability, while the port's shore power plant in Altona and the planned use of privately owned LNG power barges in the Hafen City on the second terminal. Enormous growth potential is forecast for the cruise industry. So in a week's time, we will be opening Hamburg's third cruise terminal in the harbor. Ladies and gentlemen, dear guests here, let me finish by a little publicity for another big German project. Germany will apply to host the Summer Olympic Games in 2024 with Hamburg as a venue. I am certain that this application is a historic opportunity for Hamburg as a business location which will benefit from the port too. Many of you have already hosted the Olympic Games in your own cities, know what I am talking about. Our idea is to organize sustainability beneficial games on a central Olympic city in the middle of the port and in the very heart of the city. The port of Hamburg, our, as we call it, gateway to the world, will remain in the heart of the city. Nothing will change it. We regard the Olympic Games as an opportunity also for the port. There's a strong international competition between the applicant cities before the final decision is made in 2017. We shall have to do a lot of planning and organizing if we are to assert ourselves successfully. Maybe we can persuade one or other of you to act as a goodwill ambassador for the idea of Hamburg as a venue for the Olympic Games. We would be pleased if you would do so. Thank you very much for your attention.